Hello, welcome to Goth Mother's Reselling Adventure. I'm your Goth Mother, and welcome to my channel. I sell items on eBay and Poshmark. For a little while, I had a store on Etsy, but I do not right now. Though you may see Goth Mother's Closet over on Etsy at some point, but I did take down all my items from there. Anyways, welcome to my channel. Happy New Year. We're starting a brand new year, and some of you might be starting a brand new job. So, first of all, if you like anything I have to say, please like the video, share the video, and subscribe. I'll try not to what's that word? Intimidate you. Put too much stuff up at once. Yeah, we're a little silly here over at Goth Mother's Closet. But today I wanted to share information because it's a new year, so I know, some of you are going to be looking around and wondering how to start your own online business, whether eBay, Poshmark, whatnot, Etsy, there's so many of them now, so many. I personally am only familiar with eBay and Poshmark. And for my own personal journey, just so you know, I am a part-time hobby seller. So I say this because I'm not trying to grow big. I'm not trying to scale up, as they say. I'm not trying to sell thousands of things. Well, I am trying to sell thousands of things, but I'm not buying and selling stuff. That's not the model of my business. My business is moving stuff out into the world that I already have, that I already own. And of course, as people have gotten to know that I am doing this, they give me things to sell because they don't want them anymore. Trying to help me out, help a girl out, and that's fantastic. I love that so much. So that's the angle I'm coming from. So the advice I'm going to give to you is coming kind of from that angle of kind of a hobby or a part-time reseller attitude. I can't help you with million-dollar businesses. I have zero interest in that. I want to write $1 million book one day, but I know I don't have enough stuff to make $1 million on eBay. So for you, starting new as, hey, it's a new year. I want to try my hand at some of these things. Online selling. It's just basically online selling. I know nothing of the ways of the TikToks and Instagram peoples. I'm on those. I'm on those platforms. I don't know how people sell on them. And maybe that's because I'm in Canada and maybe we can't. I know at first we couldn't for sure. I think things have changed. I don't know. So don't come to me for advice about that. Your friendly goth mother knows nothing of those ways. But what I do know about is being self-employed. I do know about discipline, tenacity, and getting things done. So you heard me mention writing a book. And that's because I'm a freelance writer and editor. And that's my life. That's how I've made most of my money most of my life and continue to, which is why I'm only a part-time hobbyist, eBay, Poshmark person. So what I found very interesting during those, uh, the 2019 to 2022 times, was how many people were freaking out because they had to stay at home or had to learn how to work from a home, or couldn't see people for days at a time and stuff like that. And for me, it was kind of like business as usual because I've been doing that since like early 2000. I've always worked at home because I'm a writer, editor. Most of my work is online. I have a variety of part-time jobs throughout my life. I think at last count I've had something like 65 part-time jobs, everything from dog walking at 35 years of waitressing. I can't waitress anymore because now I have a tremor in my hand. But that was the quickest, easiest way to make money back in the day. Um, and babysitting, a Shoppers Drug Mart, the Bay, uh, uh, teach at a couple colleges now and again, that sort of thing. So I'm a potpourri jack of all trades kind of person. So when those times hit where we weren't allowed to go outside, I it was just another day for me. I mean, in a way, but I was really interested to see how many people were having a difficult time trying to figure out how to work from home, how to organize themselves to do that. And I guess for me, because I've been doing it for 20 or 30 years, I didn't see the struggle. But I do understand it, of course, because I'm not stupid. So anyway, so for those of you starting a new online business, I have 5 strategies for you to consider that can be applied to anything you're doing, really. Well, maybe not all of them can be, but most of this stuff can be, because it's about getting organized. The bottom line is getting organized and sticking to a schedule. So the very first, number one, is create a mission statement. If you're starting your own business, whether it's, and we're talking right now about online selling, so eBay, Poshmark, write a mission statement. And I know I've talked about this in other videos too, but it's very important. It's, if I'm writing a book and I'm pitching a book to an editor, I have to pitch that book like in one sentence, maybe two if I'm lucky. So try and you're figuring out like 600 pages into one sentence. How do I do that? And so this is the same kind of hyper focus you need to have when you're starting your own business. You need a mission statement. So the mission statement is just simply, what is it you're trying to do? Are you trying to do online selling? Are you a reseller? Are you trying to go full-time? Are you part-time? Are you a hobby seller? You're just trying to sell the stuff around the house. That's a hobby seller or a part-time seller. Or you're trying to buy and sell, buy and sell, buy and sell, and you're going to go up, 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 and you want to make, $300,000 this year. That would be a full-time reseller. So this is what your mission statement is, just getting hyper-focused on, what am I trying to do? What is it I'm trying to do? So just take a moment and jot down, what are you trying to do? What's your focus? What's your mission? What's the mission of your new business? Or if you already have a business, just getting more focused on that. What is it? For me, I haven't really thought about it myself because I kind of know what I'm trying to do. My mission statement would be something like, I want to move all my treasures from the storage unit out into the world for other people to enjoy. Might be something as simple as that. Number 2, you're starting an online business of reselling or selling. Where are you getting your inventory? Number 2, inventory. Where are you getting your inventory? Are you using things that are around the house? That'll cost you zero because you already own it. You paid for it once, long time ago. And now it's like, yeah, you know, I don't like this little dicky-do anymore. I'm going to sell it. Yeah, that's your inventory. Or you may be, okay, I'm going to Goodwill and I'm going to buy stuff to resell. That's your inventory. So you have all this inventory and you've decided now that you want to do this, and however you're getting your inventory, that's what it's called, the stuff you're going to sell. So you got to figure out how you're going to organize it so you know where it is. And it's up to you how you want to do that, because only you know how much stuff you have, and if you have 20 items or you have 2,000 items. Where are you putting it? For me, what I found works best for me in my crazy life is I have boxes or bins or totes, whatever you want to call them, and I have bunches of each. I put a number on it, like number 9 or pink box crate 3 or whatever. That's how I label, and everything in that box, I don't individually have a number for. I just know it's in that box. And I'll tape number 9 on all sides of the box and the lid. And I have some here and I have some over at a storage unit. I also have a binder where I don't have it handy, but I actually handwrite a lot of my inventory. And I say what's in what box. And I can't tell you how many times I actually refer, because I'm old. I like to write things down on pieces of paper. And I don't want to be scrolling and checking. And I'm built different because I'm a dinosaur from different times. But it's like so easy. I got my binder and going through my pages. Oh, there it is, box 9. Okay, you know, that thing. And so when you're listing online, make sure in the SKU part you put box 9, or you can put it under other information, wherever you put it. Make sure you know where your stuff is. You can write it down again or not. I don't have everything written down, but I definitely have some stuff. And then I might say what I paid for it if I bought the odd thing, which I did in the beginning when I first was starting. I thought I might want to buy it and resell. Now I know that's not for me. I don't care. I have way too much of my own stuff to sell. So inventory. This is an expense. Even if you already have everything, you need a box. You may have to buy boxes, or maybe you live in an apartment building like I do. You just go down to the recycling room and grab a box and put your stuff in it. You may need to rent a storage unit if you're going to have lots of stuff, or maybe you already have a storage unit. You have to pay for a storage unit. This will be a business expense. Anything you buy, inventory, boxes, pens, papers, binders, storage units, those are all business expenses. Keep track of those, because at the end of the year, you can claim them on your taxes because you're self-employed. This is self-employed, right? You're running your own business. So inventory, super important to write it down. And even me, I I was loosey-goosey when I first started. I'll remember where that is. And there's been a couple times where I've had to cancel orders because I don't know where the hell the thing went. I don't, that doesn't happen much anymore, but it did happen recently where somehow a listing came up twice. So when I went to look for the item, it wasn't there, and I was losing my mind digging through all kinds of things. But then I looked back on Poshmark and saw, no, I'd already sold that and I don't have to. And somehow I had a double listing. I don't know why or how. So watch for that thing, stuff too. So inventory is very important. Well, how are you getting your inventory? Where are you storing your inventory? On eBay, you have to measure the size of the package you're going to be using. So you may want to buy your envelopes in advance. That's another expense, right? Okay, so number 2 is inventory. Number 1, mission statement. Number 2, inventory. Number 3, listing. How are you listing? What are your listing skills? Listing includes taking photographs, knowing what your product is, researching your product. How do you know what to charge? Some people don't care what they charge. They just make up numbers and go. And that's fine. You can do that. There's no law about what you can charge. You can charge whatever you like on any item in the world. But it is good to do research and see what other people are charging, what things have sold, at what price, how much competition you have, and all that stuff for particular items. You may wish to use listing tools. There are many, and more are coming out all the time. Some are AI. Poshmark has an AI tool right on it. You can list your stuff manually or with AI. eBay has bulk listing and stuff. And then there's all kinds of tools you can use to cross list. And cross listing is, let's say you list something on Poshmark and you want to sell it on eBay as well. So you have it on both places. That's called cross listing. And if you sell something, make sure you take it off the other one. And so as more and more people are using AI listings, there's more competition because listings are going up way faster. I mean, I'm following people who are using a new tool called List Easier, and people are listing thousands of items a day. So this is your competition, and we are all going to be in competition with ourselves, of course. And we always have been and always will be. But the competition is getting fierce and faster. And so you just got to be mindful of that. There's nothing you can do about it, but you go back to your ideas of what you're trying to do and how much you want to charge and that sort of thing. So on listing, you may have listing programs. Those cost money, right? Cross listing programs cost money and so on. So again, you have to account for those financial things as well. So we have mission statement, inventory, listing. Then we have time management. And this is something that brings the amateur to the professional kind of idea. Do you have a schedule? How much time are you putting into your business? What time are you allotting for yourself? Do you have, you're only going to list on weekends so it's good for you. No one else has to know what your time management schedule is. But if you have a sense in your own head, or even if you write it down, that'll keep you sticking to routines better. And yeah, sure, maybe you can't always list at 8 in the morning, 5 days a week. Maybe you can list at 1 o'clock one day, 3 o'clock another. You can't list at all for 4 days. When are you going to mail your packages? Where are you mailing your packages? Are you going to wait and mail all your orders at once? You're going to do them as you go along. I'm in a pretty lucky position because I live in the city. So if I have an order for the post office or for Purelator, they're both about a 10-15 minute walk for me. So for me, that's also part of my exercise time management program. So if I have to mail something, I'm not going to hop in the car unless it's super crappy out because it's too close to drive. I'd feel like a fool driving like 3 blocks. I just can't do that. It seems so ridiculous and dumb unless the package is huge and heavy, or the weather's so brutal, like it's a sheet of ice or something. Otherwise, no, that's so for me, part of my routine would be going for my daily walk and mailing my stuff. Of course, I never have stuff to mail every day yet because I'm still not selling that much, but who knows? Life can change and we have to think about these things. So that's good for you to figure out your time management commitments, how long you're going to take. Today I'm going to photograph for 3 hours. Today I'm going to list for 2 hours. Today I'm going to do comps or just clean up my area, all that stuff. Also, too, um, I live in one room, so I can't keep a designated spot for photos and stuff. I can't. Sometimes I'll photograph at the storage unit. Sometimes I'll photograph here. I have the screen up and I have to rearrange everything. And for the last couple of years, I've been photographing on my balcony because if the sun hits it just right between 12 and 1, then I can get some good pictures, blah, 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 and so on. So and that's part of your time management. If you know the sun is only shining in the right direction so you can get those daylight photos without using a flash, that's part of your time management. When am I going to rush around and do that, right? And of course, right now the sun sets at 5 o'clock, so it's winter. In the summer, the sun sets at 9. So all these ideas kind of go with your time management. And then number 5, your goals and timelines. So we have your mission statement, inventory, listing, time management, goals. Now, your goals may sound a lot like your mission statement, but they're not. Your mission statement is the big overarching thing about the business. Your goals are your little goals. And some people are very goal-directed behavior, others not so much. I'm a goal-directed behavior type person. So you can set yourself a goal. Okay, I need to have 15 things listed by next Friday, and I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to photograph this day, list it this day, blah, 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 right? So make yourself goals and timelines, small goals, big goals. You can have a financial goal. At the end of the year, I want to have um, that money in my pocket equals $2,000. So how much do I have to sell to make that happen? Right? Because you have to keep going back to your fees. Because those are the hidden expenses that trip all of us up. eBay fees are different than Poshmark fees. I know in the States, a lot of people like to do free shipping. Here in Canada, it's not quite so practical, especially for me because I'm not selling huge ticket items. If I was selling stuff for like $500 or something, yeah, I would do free shipping. I have the odd thing that has free shipping, but most stuff, no. So my customer pays the shipping. Do you allow returns? Um, you think about these things because returns will cost you money because they may return the item destroyed and therefore your item doesn't exist anymore. Um, the item may get lost or whatever. So there's always that possibility of being out some money. So your goals can be financial goals, they can be timeline goals, they can be what's next for my business. It's like, okay, maybe every other Saturday I'm going to sit down, go through my listings, make sure they're listed properly, that my photos look good, that my titles make sense. Do I have the correct shipping thing? Like me personally, I have to go back through and fix some of my shipping because now I'm in that fancy shipping program. So now I will ship to the States, I guess, through that program. But I had a different shipping thing on my eBay saying I won't ship to the States because I don't want to deal with tariffs and all that. But now I can. Um, so those are like goals and timeline things that today I'm going to fix all the shipping things, and that can be a little goal for the day. So if you set yourself mini goals like weekly or monthly, I suggest weekly, little weekly ones, like I'm going to list 10 items this week. And then for the monthly one, okay, I have 40 items this week, and I'm going to go and check all my shipping things or all my item descriptions and so on. It really helps to give yourself little goals and little timelines because then you can check off that you've accomplished something. So don't make your goals and timelines huge and I'm going to list 50 things. No, make it 10. It's a pain in the ass to list. It's hard. It's a lot. So, you don't want to burn out when you're just starting, no matter how hungry you are. Baby steps, take your time, do your research, and be aware everything costs money. You may be able to wiggle around a few free things. Like I said, I live in an apartment building. There's a recycling room. I can grab boxes from there now and again. Sometimes people throw away those Amazon envelopes, and there's nothing wrong with them because the recycling room has no food in it. There's no garbage. It's just paper, right? Um, so but most people are ripping up their boxes to put them in. So I'm like, no, what'd you rip up the boxes for? But that's how we're instructed here at where I live. So, um, I would have way more boxes if people didn't rip them up. But anyway, so this is part of starting your new business. Been there, done that. These are strategies, except for like kind of like the listing inventory part. I set for myself in any self-employed things I do. I always set myself guidelines and goals. I always have a sense of what it is I'm trying to do, like my mission statement. I'm usually aware of how much time it's going to take me to do something and so on. And if you miss your goals, if you miss your own timelines, no one knows but you. So don't beat yourself up on it. Just try to do better next time. And you should be able to do great. So I wish you all really good luck on your new businesses. I hope some of this information was helpful. Just things I've kind of learned, and I think I had my teacher hat on there for a minute, even though, as you know, you can look at my own Poshmark and eBay stores and go, God, she hasn't sold anything. Yeah, it doesn't matter because what matters is understanding how these businesses work, and you kind of get out of them what you put into them. And there's new tools all the time, but tools do cost money. People are buying thermal printers. Sure, they make labeling super easy, but those are $100, right? So are you investing $100 in your business for a little printer? I'm still doing the printing it on my Brother black and white printer, laser toner printer. Then I tape the label. I cut it, with my scissors, then I tape the label on because I don't want to spend $100 on a thermal printer. I don't have that many orders. Maybe if things pick up for me and I'm having 1,000 orders a day, yeah, I'll invest in a thermal printer. So it's little things like that. Some people get a really good camera and then you just set it up and it's stationary. Yeah, but you need the $600 to get that camera. Um, so start slow because you can start for free, right? So just take your time, research. Don't sign up for 1,000 courses with reselling gurus because that's all just bullshit. They just want your money. Everyone works at a different pace and time. I'm in Canada, so I can only speak about Canadian experiences. I don't know, I know other places around the world have different experiences, but one thing we all have in common is a brain where we can use common sense, make mission statements, and have our time management under control. Make our goals, our New Year's resolutions, our new business resolutions, all that. And you can change your mission statement anytime. You can change your goals anytime. It's your business. You're the boss. And that's the other thing. Reselling is a chore, especially for those of you who are going out buying stuff every day or hunting around Goodwill. We don't really have bins here in Canada, so I don't really know what that experience is like. Um, but you have to have a lot of discipline and dedication. It's boring as hell. Listing is boring. Photographing is boring. You get a backache, neck ache. Then you upload all these listings and they're all corrupted. Then you got to do it again. And yeah, there's a lot of this and that that'll really upset you and drag you down. That's part of the business. It's not fun and glamorous by any stretch of the imagination. And I know a lot of eBay videos make it look like it is. I don't know look how much fun I'm having packing up my stuff. Yeah, but where did you get to the point where you're packing up 25 orders that we're watching you pack up all these orders, but you've been doing this for 10 years. You have your systems under control. You have your 10,000 people customer base, and you have all the people watching your YouTubes as your customer base. So all these online gurus, yeah, they have their stuff, but they've been at it forever, and we're all just starting out. So, and also, like I said, for myself, I'm not trying to be that person. I'm this little person here, not this person up here. But we all start somewhere, so I'm just trying to help you start. Okay? So I wish you all the best of luck. And if anyone has any ideas you think I should add to the mission statement, inventory, listing, time management, and goals, those 5 things, do you want to add to those in the comments? I would love to hear strategies where you can help other people get started with their businesses and help them understand how to focus on getting things done and maybe that the expense and so on, to not ignore those expenses because they do cut into your profits for sure. And you may be negative before you're positive for a while. Anyways, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm your friendly goth mother, and we will see you soon. Stay cool, stay warm, stay warm. It's like -10 outside. See, it's a good listing day. Bye.